Hello Jean, this is Lisa here. Just a task that I'd like you to do just for a few minutes, possibly each day, is basically what I'm looking for is good content about bench tops or kitchens, mostly bench tops, also a bit of kitchens, possibly design, but what we're wanting to do is get a bank of good content to start making good either posts on Facebook or good short blogs on our blog. So one or the other, well, they're actually both. If we've got a blog, then obviously from the blog we'd be able to get small little good posts, and so that is really what I'm looking at doing. Now the way that we can get good content is through this site over here, Feedly. So if you just enter that in, and you can type in Clive's Gmail as a login, it's Clive's Gmail information, so it's corobenchtops@gmail, and the code is Penny2004. Okay, and then you should be able to get in, and then what we've got is I've added a few different sites that often have little blogs and things like that on. Now my one actually that I actually enjoy the most to go to first, especially if you're only spending like 10 or 15 minutes, is this Google. So it's basically what's on the top of Google as far as countertops are concerned. Okay, and then my computer's a little bit slow at the moment, I'm not too sure why, but if you go into that, it will give you all the different stories at the moment on countertops. So I want you very briefly to look through them. If you see something interesting, what I'd like you to do is just let me just move this a bit closer to the internet. What I'd like you to do then is to just pause this and sort out what's happening. Hi, sorry, I'm back. For example, so these are the different stories. Some are not applicable, so don't even worry. Some, for example, this Kentucky Tops list, I don't think that has anything to do with bench tops. They often have house sales, which is not ideal, but this one over here I see is quite interesting. A personal farm for your kitchen. So anything to do with kitchens that's slightly different or new, that people might like to read about or hear about, that is what we want. So if you are able to click it, okay, then what I'd like you, if you found it interesting, or you think it could be useful, put this little save for later tag on so that I can also have a look at it. Then you can actually put it into Evernote. Now basically this is what I'd really like you to do, is to get the best parts out of it that you can. I actually went to go visit the website of this, so let me just not confuse you here. You can click on visit website and see this is about little microgreens and obviously a nice kitchen. So I don't know, we could maybe get that kitchen there, and we could, yeah, and you could just get a few interesting points from here, and just I'm thinking the best thing would be to cut and paste it into an Evernote file, or an Evernote note that is called blogs and Facebook posts on your Evernote. So in Jean's folder, in Jean's notebook, make a note of blogs and Facebook posts, and then you could add these, like, so this is an interesting blog, and would also be maybe a few interesting Facebook posts, and just add it in there. So basically what we're wanting to do is build good content, not a lot of content, very, very brief and short. So we don't want to put this whole thing in. So it's just very, very brief and short. We want to keep it to the least thing so that a person can just skim through. Obviously on Facebook it would be very minimal posts. I'm not too sure about what they actually do with posting on other people's pictures, but I imagine if we put a link there to these people's sites, we do a little post and then we use their picture, so cut and paste their picture, then obviously we can put it to our Pinterest, but if we can cut and paste the picture and get it ready for a post, and then we could just use the actual site to go to as a link if people wanted to get more information. Very good, Jean. So that's perhaps like, as I say, 10 minutes a day just to get some good content into one place. Thank you very much.